It started the way these things always start now. Before anyone could slow it down, before anyone could separate assumption from reality, two names were suddenly locked together across every timeline, Stefon Diggs and Cardi B. At first, it felt random, unexpected, almost unbelievable. An FL star known for explosive plays on the field and an artist whose life has unfolded publicly for years. Two entirely different worlds, football stadium lights and hip-hop stages colliding in the most modern way possible, through speculation. And the internet does not handle speculation calmly. Within hours, fan accounts were piecing together what they called evidence. Old photos resurfaced. Event appearances were reanalyzed. Who stood next to whom? Who posted from which location? Who liked which comment? Every digital breadcrumb became part of a larger narrative. TikTok creators made dramatic edits with slow zooms and suspenseful music. Twitter threads mapped timelines like investigators building a case. The pairing shocked people not because celebrities don't cross industries, they do all the time, but because of timing. Cardi B's name already carried emotional weight. Her relationship history had been public, complicated, layered with breakups, reconciliations, and viral moments that played out in real time. So when Stefon Diggs' name entered the conversation, it wasn't just gossip, it was gasoline. And gasoline spreads fast. Sports fans reacted differently than hip-hop fans, which made it even more intense. NFL circles were confused at first. Where did this even come from? Meanwhile, pop culture pages were posting side-by-side photos with wide-eyed emojis. The crossover attention effect was immediate. Two massive audiences were suddenly paying attention to the same rumor. Through it all, Stefon remained silent. And in the digital era, silence is dangerous. Because silence is interpreted. Silence becomes confirmation for some, strategy for others. Comment sections filled with variations of the same question. If it's not true, why hasn't he said anything? Others pushed back, arguing that celebrities don't owe the internet explanations for rumors. But the longer the quiet stretched, the louder the conversation grew. Cardi, meanwhile, carried on with her usual online presence, confident, expressive, unfiltered. But even her normal posts were dissected differently. Now, a caption that once would have meant nothing suddenly felt loaded. A lyric snippet posted to her story became a message. Every move was analyzed through the lens of speculation. That's the thing about rumors. Once they take shape, they absorb everything around them. Everything becomes part of the story. Days passed. Headlines multiplied. Reaction channels posted breakdowns. Radio hosts joked about it on air. Even sports. Commentators made subtle references, half laughing, half curious. Through it all, Stefon maintained composure publicly. Practice interviews, game preparation, focus, but pressure builds in layers. When your name trends for reasons unrelated to your craft, it feels different. Athletes trained to handle game pressure, not romantic speculation amplified to millions. The field has rules. Social media does not. Finally, the moment came. Not dramatic, not explosive. Not a live stream meltdown or a headline-grabbing rant. It was controlled, measured, deliberate. Stefon Diggs spoke out. The setting wasn't theatrical. It wasn't staged for shock value. That almost made it more powerful because instead of fueling the drama, he addressed it calmly. His tone wasn't defensive. It wasn't overly emotional. It carried a subtle mix of composure and fatigue, the kind that comes from watching your name spin through narratives. He didn't create. He didn't attack anyone. He didn't escalate. He didn't throw blame. But he made something clear. Speculation is not reality. The way he phrased it left room for interpretation, and that's what kept the conversation alive. He dismissed the noise without dissecting every rumor. He redirected focus toward his career, his responsibilities, toward things he could control. Here's where it gets complicated. When you address speculation without fully unpacking it, people hear what they want to hear. Some fans celebrated his response as mature and professional. That's how you handle it, they wrote. Others said it felt carefully worded, not a denial, not a confirmation, just a redirection. And ambiguity feeds engagement. That's not necessarily intentional. Sometimes it's simply the safest way to speak publicly, but in a world addicted to clarity and confrontation, calm redirection can feel unsatisfying. Body language analysts on TikTok zoomed in on his facial expressions. Was that a smirk? Frustration? Amusement? Irritation? The internet treated a composed answer like a puzzle needing to be solved. Meanwhile, Cardi's name continued trending alongside his dot. The cultural layer here is bigger than just two celebrities. Athletes and rappers have always intersected, courtside. Seats, music references, and locker rooms, mutual respect between industries built on performance, discipline, and ego. But when romance speculation enters that intersection, admiration transforms into narrative. And narrative is sticky for Stefon. This wasn't about music charts or album rollouts. It was about reputation, focus, and legacy. An NFL career is built on precision and consistency. Distraction is the enemy. So when your name gets pulled into a pop culture whirlwind, it can feel destabilizing, yet he remained grounded. And that grounding may have been the real statement. Sometimes speaking out isn't about shutting rumors down completely. It's about drawing a boundary, signaling that not every viral theory deserves oxygen. Here's the truth. The internet rarely acknowledges that rumors don't require confirmation to leave an impact. Once millions of people connect two names, that association lingers in memory even if it fades from trending pages. That's why this moment feels bigger than it looks. It's not just about whether the speculation was true or false. It's about how quickly narratives form, how silence becomes storyline, how addressing something doesn't always end at dot. It's also about Cardi B. Whenever her name enters a narrative, the volume automatically rises. Her presence alone amplifies attention. She isn't a background figure, she's a headline. Over the years, she has built a public persona rooted in transparency, humor, vulnerability, and raw emotional honesty. Fans don't just follow her music, they feel connected to her life. They've witnessed her highs, heartbreaks, growth, and mistakes in real time. That visibility creates investment dots, so when her name becomes attached to someone new, even hypothetically, it doesn't stay casual for long. It ignites conversation. It sparks protective instincts within her fan base, who often feel they've grown alongside her. To them, she isn't just a celebrity. She's someone whose journey they've emotionally tracked. That loyalty can turn fierce quickly. Defenses go up. Narratives get challenged. Strangers online become self-appointed guardians of her reputation. At the same time, some frame it as strategic. Others treat it purely as entertainment, another episode in an ongoing celebrity saga. Memes circulate, threads multiply, think pieces appear. The internet thrives on proximity between powerful names. And Cardi's name carries undeniable cultural gravity. Beneath the noise, there's a deeper truth. The intensity of the reaction often reveals more about audience appetite than about the people at the center of the rumor. Fame invites projection. People fill gaps with assumptions. They interpret body language, timing, silence, and tone as if decoding a mystery novel. In reality, much of what's being analyzed may be nothing more than coincidence or ordinary interaction magnified by spotlight. And that's where Stefon subtly shifted the tone. Rather than feeding the frenzy, he approached it with composure. He didn't validate every assumption. He didn't escalate. In doing so, he indirectly highlighted how quickly speculation snowballs when two high-profile individuals simply exist in the same conversation. Ultimately, the narrative says as much about digital culture as it does about Cardi herself. We live in a time where visibility equals vulnerability and connection fuels curiosity. When someone as culturally impactful as Cardi enters a rumor cycle, it becomes bigger than facts. It becomes about perception, projection, and the audience's need for storyline. Stefon didn't lean into drama. He didn't monetize the moment. He didn't post cryptic messages to keep people guessing. He set the tone and returned to his world. That restraint feels rare in 2026. We live in an era where controversy is capital, where clapping back generates clicks, where messy back and forths can trend for weeks. So when someone chooses steadiness instead of spectacle, it almost feels radical. Has it ended? That's the lingering tension. Speculation rarely dies completely. It fades, then resurfaces when something new aligns with the old theory. A new event, a new sighting, a new social media interaction. The internet loves continuity arcs. For now, though, the energy has shifted. Instead of explosive headlines, there's cautious observation. Instead of wild threads, there are quieter discussions about privacy, about how quickly we connect dots that might not exist, and maybe that's the most revealing part of this saga. It shows how fame operates today, how two people can be pulled into a shared storyline without ever announcing one, how audience imagination can rival reality, how silence becomes evidence, and how speaking up becomes analysis fodder. Stefon. Diggs didn't deliver a dramatic monologue. He didn't drop a bombshell. He did something subtler. He reclaimed focus.